Tonight on The Record, did she really say this? And who came up with this idea? Well, Attorney General Loretta Lynch made this promise and broke it only hours later.
We are releasing tomorrow, actually, the transcripts of the phone contact between the killer and the Orlando negotiators the night of the attack. So it will be a partial transcript of those calls. We're trying to get information out. It's our goal to be as transparent as possible in this investigation.
Transparent? Well, just today the DOJ holding back the tapes, but releasing FBI-prepared transcripts of the 911 calls the Orlando terrorist made during his deadly slaughter of 49 innocents. But one glaring omission in the released transcripts, the DOJ edited out information about ISIS. But hours later, a stunning reversal. Public outcry forcing the DOJ to reverse course and then issue transcripts without anything redacted, nothing edited out. But that is certainly not the end of it. There are still missing transcripts. The killer spent nearly 30 minutes on the phone, but only a fraction of those transcripts have been released. So where are all the transcripts? And where is the audio? Or for that matter, the promised transparency? Radio talk show host and editor-in-chief of LifeSet, Laura Ingraham, goes on the record. Well, what do you think about this?
Well, clearly a video caused this Mateen to go to the club and carry out his dastardly deeds of murder. Greta, this is something we've seen before. This is like, you know, you've seen the movie, you know how it ends. This narrative is an inconvenient narrative for the Obama administration. A guy who is jacked up as an Islamic jihadi decides he's going to go to a place that he knew well. He knew the layout. He knew the people. They knew him. All the people said he frequented the club. He knew it. Whether he had some self-loathing thing going on, we don't know. But when he speaks to 911 and says, I'm a soldier of Islam, and says a lot of other stuff that makes it obvious that his motivation was, unless he's pulling a big funny on everyone, his motivation was jihad. Well, that's an inconvenient fact for a president who is now bringing thousands and thousands of people in the country who happen to also be the same faith. They're not, you know, now all of them aren't going to clubs. But it's an inconvenient story because the only bad people that you can really tag as bad, hateful, awful people today are Trump supporters. I mean, really, those are the worst of the worst, and all these other people that are bringing the country, they're just good, regular old people. And I think it's really an inconvenient truth. And we've seen it before. We saw it with Benghazi, with the videotape. We've seen it with the editing of the James Rosen transcript in the State Department. The claim of the most transparent administration ever, that thing flopped a long time ago. That narrative collapsed a long time ago.
Well, I thought it was stunning that she said that. And number one, she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
James Comey is director of the FBI. He's a lawyer as well. They both know that in the courtroom you can't issue misleading tapes. Yet they feel free to do that to the American people, thinking that we're too stupid to notice it. You know, it's absolutely, I mean, it's unbelievable that they would do that.
But she didn't just say that, Greta. She also said on the Sunday show, she said, we're also looking into the fact that it was Latin night at the club. So now, I mean, hinting, of course, very strongly that this was some anti-Latino bias. I don't know if she was thinking, he's an immigration guy, or he's not, he listens to talk radio. But the whole thing was just a big lie. I'm sorry.
It really sort of, the fact that they tried to pull a fast one, and they did admit it was edited, but that they thought that we would accept that, it makes you sort of, first of all.
What else have they done?
In the courtroom, transcripts are not enough without being authenticated. They've told us these are now the transcripts.
Greta. Chain of custody. Am I getting that right from law school? I think so.
They won't give us the video. They have now told us that we are to accept these transcripts as correct. We now know that they edited parts out and tried to pull a fast one. And, for many people, it's quite curious that they have put God in there when apparently he said Allah. So now what they've done.
Jesus, God, Allah, it's all the same.
But the point is that, Nick, how can you trust other investigations when you're watching this unfold, in front of your eyes?
Dragging our feet on Fast and Furious, dragging our feet on the IRS investigation. We're still waiting for the final Benghazi report. It adds up to the same old thing. The server, I didn't delete any documents. Oh, it was none of the documents were classified. It's all part of the same big charade, and this just plays right into everyone's hands.
I'm actually insulted they think that the American people are that stupid.
Thank goodness, actually, journalists were demanding that the entire transcript be released, but it still hasn't been. I think people have to understand that. We still need to learn a lot more here.
Not all the tapes have been, not all the transcripts, no tapes, but let's bring the viewers in on this. Okay, viewers at home, this This is your chance to vote on Twitter. Do you feel the Obama administration is transparent? Tweet yes or no using hashtag Greta. We'll show you your live Twitter votes throughout the show. How terrible is this?
Greta, I think it goes to the question of credibility of this administration, to which Hillary was tied, and it once again confirms why people think the government today, big government, is like one of the biggest problems facing America. Remember that last big poll that was done? What's the big problem facing America? A lot of people believe the government is no longer our ally. The government is working to keep information from the people that would upset them or that they can't handle.
Well, see,
and that's going to drive, and I know Trump's having this rough patch, but that drives the candidacy of people like Donald Trump, because he says this whole thing is corrupt. I might not be perfect. I might not know every question, answer every question, but this city and the way it operates is more, obfuscating the truth than delivering the truth that the American people deserve and the victims deserve, by the way.
I think it's a distraction, too, from terrorism, which is what we should be fighting. They create this where they send us down the silly trail of trying to guess what's in the transcript because they're playing, hide the words.
Greta, as we found out, he never mentioned LGBT at all. And right now we know our borders are as porous as they've ever been. So that's all happening at the same time.
All they have to do is give us the truth, give us the facts, and that's not asking for a lot for the American people. Just tell us. Whatever it is, it is. Anyway.